friends. Hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the Curvy E Chronicles. My name is Courtney, and it has been a long time since we've sat down and just chatted, but today we are celebrating 1 year of Curvy E Chronicles, and I thought of no better way than to redo my very first video, so let's get into it. Alright friends, so 1 year ago yesterday, in fact, yes, to the day, I posted my first ever YouTube video for the Curvy E Chronicles. 1 year ago, I did not realize how impactful this journey and experience would be on me. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you all so much for the love and support and just the encouragement and advice. Like, this community is by far exactly what I needed. It is the best I have seen, both in subscribers and creators and Etsy owners, and it's just, we are an uplifting and encouraging group. I'm drinking coffee while I'm at it because it is morning and I need caffeine. But I just want to say thank you. Like, I can't express enough how much I appreciate you guys, and that 1 year later, I am not only monetized, but I have an amazing support system and just people I enjoy communicating with in the comments. Like, I know I'm horrible about responding to comments. I am trying to work on it. Life has been wild and crazy. Plus, I've been reading a lot, which is like my own doing, but I love you guys. Just that's all there is to it. When we get to 1,500 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned. Help me get there. Share with a friend. But I thought there was no better way than 1 year later to recreate my first video. And I look back at my first video and I could see how nervous I was. I had to shut the door so my husband couldn't hear me film. I was in my living room, and now I am in my bedroom actually, because I have a backdrop and a ring light and all the things. So I actually have a better mic. I have a better tripod. It's crazy what a year can do. So let's review. I will leave the thumbnail for my original first video if you want to go watch me make a complete fool of myself. You know, it's one of those, I'll keep it on there always to go back and remember, like, just how far we've come. So I have my handy dandy notebook. So we are going to be doing, last year on February 3rd, 2023, I posted 5 things I've learned in 1 month of zero-based budgeting. Boy howdy, did I learn a lot. Well, now we are 1 year into zero-based budgeting. So I thought I would redo the 5 things I've learned. And I will say everything that I put on that first, here's my first sheet of notes. Everything I put on there still stands. It was a mental adjustment. I had to learn to not overcomplicate things. Learning that we didn't really need a buffer and that it takes time to build the buffer. Taking a look at wants versus needs, and then trusting the process. And boy, did we trust the process, because 1 year later, I never would have thought I would have half of the holidays for an entire year just budgeted and fully funded already. Like, who am I? Who is she? What? How we've almost paid off one of our major loans that we're looking at getting rid of. That we were able to cash flow a vacation, short notice. You know, when we went to Utah, we really only planned that 3 months in advance. And that's a big trip. It's 10 hours and it was a full weekend with 2 kids. So it's just incredible how much it has changed in a year. So without further adu, let me flip back to my correct page. So I will be looking down at my notes to keep me from squirrel moments. Rabbit jumping around, I think is what I was thinking. Good grief. So 1 year and 5 new zero-based budgeting tips. So the first one that I want to throw at you guys is, if you are planning on starting your zero-based budget, and I will try not to play with my hair. Learn to cash flow things until you can plan ahead for it. So one thing I used to do in the very beginning when I was writing out our budgets and planning them, we get paid weekly, so that's a little bit different. And we are a month ahead. So that's where I had to, but Okay, this would be what I'm talking about when jumping around. So when I started, we were already a month ahead and I didn't realize what that meant. But basically, we set aside a certain amount each week to fund the next month's bills. And when I'm talking bills, I'm talking like rent, power, insurance, and then loan payments, subscriptions. We are not a month ahead in our like variable spending, only in our fixed expenses, which is fine. I like it like that. It's way easier to manage. Eventually I'd love to be a month ahead completely, and we're working on that. I'll leave my goals video up here if you want to watch that. But one thing I did in the beginning is I would cash flow things. So like if I didn't start saving ahead each week for pet food until I realized how expensive it was and how much of a chunk it was taking out of our weekly budget to go towards other things like our sinking funds, until we had to go buy chicken food and dog food and cat food all at the same time, and it was like $100, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that just took up a huge chunk of our sinking funds finances. So I would basically one week I wouldn't stuff our sinking funds because I was having to pay for pet food, which I didn't ever realize because sinking funds until last year I had no idea what they were, had no idea like putting money into them. It's like, what is this? Why would I do that? So now that I have those, it was so important to me to put money in them. So I started, once I budgeted a week where I was like, okay, pets need food, so we're putting $100 this week towards that. That next week after I'd purchased food, I broke it down. Okay, how much can I put aside each week to make it so that we can, slowly build towards that. And that's where I started stuffing a pet sinking fund every week. So it's that cash flowing things until you have the funds saved in smaller amounts to build up to that. The same thing we did with car expenses. Because we started our zero-based budget journey last year in January, a big push for that was because we had vehicle tabs and insurance that I was like, that's $600 worth of stuff in a short time frame. And so we wouldn't budget for oil, our car maintenance fund didn't cover things like oil changes and parts and tires in that first 6 months, because that was strictly going towards tabs and insurance. And we pay tabs on 4 different things and then insurance on one that is separate from our regular insurance. My husband has an older pickup that regular insurance wants to charge us like $1,800 a year, whereas this collector's insurance, because it's old, charges us less than $300. So big difference, bunch of savings. But yeah, so basically cash flow until you learn how you can get to those budget pieces where you can start saving up slowly. Kind of like Christmas. The sooner you start saving for Christmas, the smaller amounts you can save over time to then get to that goal you want. Like I start saving in January right away. Get on it, because I know that I don't want to have to get to September and be like, crap, I have to put $200 a week aside for Christmas so that we hit our goal. No, my goal is strictly to save smaller amounts over a longer period of time. All right. Thing number 2, budget tip number 2 I've learned in 1 year of zero-based budgeting. Your grocery budget does not have to break you. This is a hill I will die on. There are a lot of people that spend a lot of overspending happens in groceries, believe it or not. And groceries are so expensive right now. But the thing is if you meal plan and then stick to said meal plan, which I know is not fun, but you can make delicious meals for very inexpensive. The other thing is if you are a family, bulk buy. Like, y'all know my love of Costco. My love of Costco. Bulk buy, budget, and then also meal plan. One thing I started looking at, and I'm looking at my list of notes over here, just keeping it real. I'm in my bedroom, which is where we have the changing station for my son still, and my note is sitting on top of our diaper pail. Just want to keep it real with you, because that's what we do around here. It's mom life. Coffee. I need that in my system. So one thing I started looking at in my book grocery budget recently, this has been the last couple of months, is looking at things I want versus things that would be not an instant I love this, but things that are, I don't know how you want to say it, an instant high. They give you just that, ooh, this sounds really good at the time. That's why you never go grocery shopping hungry. I would look at what my grocery budget is for the week. So usually it's $75. You guys know that. And what percentage of my grocery budget that made up. One thing that really stuck out in my mind is I usually buy coffee creamer at Costco because it's easy. We all know Courtney's going to try and make her own. We'll see if I get there. But I usually buy it at Costco because it's the cheapest. You get gallons. I think it's like a gallon or half gallon. I don't know. For very inexpensive. But Coffee Mate? No. Anyway, they came out with the Mean Girls. I'm going to put a picture in here. The Mean Girls Pink Frosting Coffee Creamer. And then one of the other ones came out with this. And I'm going to take a picture too of the Bridgerton Berries and Cream. Well, I wanted to try them both. Well, they were, because they're specialty, they were like $4 a piece, which is a lot for a bottle of creamer. Which, okay, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't seem like a lot. But, okay, so basically right there, $10 in creamer, that is, like if we're looking at it, and I can't do the math in my head, it's a chunk of my grocery budget. But it's a percentage of my grocery budget, and the math in my head, here, calculator. Let's do the math really quick. So, let's see, 70%, no, $75 times percent. Okay, so basically, if I were to buy 2 creamers that were not on my grocery list, well, the one was, the Mean Girls coffee creamer was, I had to have it, but the other one wasn't. That was 10% of my grocery budget. Which, okay, that doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're looking at, fresh fruits, vegetables, and things like that, it becomes expensive. So it's been mind-blowing to look at the difference in, like, just how we grocery shop and budget. But if I can stress any budgeting tip to you, anything, it is meal plan. If you guys want to see more of my meal plans, right now I only have them scheduled for like once a month. But I know there are a few people who have requested more Courtney videos in their life, which bless you, because I love to hear myself talk, but not a lot of people love to hear me talk. I mean, in my immediate family. My husband says I talk too much. I don't know what he's talking about. But if you want to see more meal plans, let me know. Leave that in the comments. I will definitely try and post more of those. I can also look at posting more like short form content of our meal plans. So just think about it. All right. Number 3. Consistency is key. As the wonderful Liz and Les states, hold on, I'm at my desk. I have my sticker. I haven't stuck it to anything because I like to be able to use it. Consistency, not perfection. Because I will tell you guys, and a huge example of this consistency over perfection is last year, a big part of why I started our zero-based budget is because we did not have the money up front to spend on the smaller holidays. Easter, Valentine's Day, 4th of July, things that we want to spend money on. So I was like, I'm going to start a binder. I'm going to put all the holidays and I'm going to save for each one individually. I started out by saving $2 to $3 a week. So anywhere from 20 to, and at the time I only had about 9 to 10, so $20 to $30 a week. Now, look at me. If you watch any of my cash stuffing videos, I'll leave my most recent right here. We are fully funded in Valentine's Day, Easter, spring, Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, summer, 7 of my 13 holidays. And it's February. So, like, if that is not a sign of consistency, like, I don't know what to tell you. We worked our way up till we were able to put in $5 each week and get to that point where we're able to save more and more and more. And now, and I set myself a budget because there's one thing I am good at overspending because giving gifts is my love language. I will overspend on holidays, every and all of them. So, not only am I giving myself a budget, but also we have been able to save, and now we are fully funded in these holidays because just a little bit over time adds up. And here we are, and I'm so proud of us and just happy about it. But yes, keep with it. Be consistent. Keep going. Even if things aren't working out exactly how you want, just keep going. Trust the process. That was the one thing I put in my last video. Trust the process. It is so true. So then, item number 4. Because this one is a big one. Do not compare your path, your priorities, your adventure in your budget to anyone else. We are all on different paths. We're all on different journeys. That's why I love this community, is because we all do it a little bit different. A lot of people don't zero-based budget. A lot of them do paycheck by paycheck budgeting. A lot of people are a month ahead. But it is incredible to watch people reach goals, no matter how big or small, and that we're all on these different paths. In the beginning, I kind of compared myself to a couple people who were like kicking ass. And I mean kicking ass on debt payoff. And I felt like, gosh, why can't we get there? And then I remembered, okay, no, we have other things that we are saving for, other things that we are doing. Our income level isn't the same. We have other priorities, and that's fine. I'm on a debt payoff adventure. I will never call it a journey, because it is more of an adventure, an off-road adventure where we're going through hills, valleys, mud pits, and all the things. And it's hardly ever smooth sailing. Truth be told, it is a rarely smooth sailing. But the thing is comparison is the thief of joy. So if you start comparing your path to someone else's, you are never going to be happy with where you're at. And I think that's a big part in budgeting, and to keep you to sticking to your budget is, first of all, make it fun. And secondly, stick to what works for you. And if you're trying to adjust and change things, then just make small adjustments here and there. Don't do big grand adjustments all the time, because that's just going to blow your brain up. But just take the time to do it. You will get there. Another example for that. I envied everyone who could do savings challenges. I loved the savings challenges. I wanted to do Shut the Box with everyone, but I was not in a spot where I could do that. I didn't know how to work savings challenges in. I had 2 savings challenges when I started. One to save for a tattoo with my siblings, and one to save for our family photos. That was it. Everything else was simply surviving. And then 6 months in, I finally figured out, I got our budget kind of in a spot where we could start savings challenges. We could do more. And I went overkill and I bought a bunch. And now we have a savings challenge Sunday, which I didn't have as new content. And not that it needs to be for content. That's just those of us that create on YouTube. And I will quit playing with my hair. I promise. But you know what I mean? Just give yourself time. Give yourself grace. That's the word. Be gracious with yourself. You can do it. You can get there. You got this. Promise. I'm proud of you. And our last and final tip number 5, whatever you want to call it, our 5th thing today. Last year was trust the process. Today, it is just start. If you have thought about starting your budget adventure, doing something different with your budget, with your life, today's the day. Start. Here's your sign. You want to start a YouTube channel? There's some for everybody. Start. I wish I would have started. Granted, I'm glad I waited till I had something I was super passionate about, but I wish I would have started my YouTube channel sooner, because you guys, when I tell you, creating content I love, but it took one of my sweet, sweet friends on Instagram, just posting a couple things a couple days in a row, that was just speaking to my soul of even if you're scared, do it. That was with me and YouTube. But with your budget, you will never regret starting too soon. I always thought I was budgeting in the past. No, I was expense tracking. We were sticking to nothing. And learning this zero-based budget, and even the different types of budgeting, including paycheck by paycheck, and there's a lot of other ones. I haven't done enough research. I've just found that zero-based has worked for us. And honestly, it might work for you. So the thing is give it a try. Just start, and you will be amazed at how wild of an adventure it'll be. And who knows, it might change your life. It might change your finances. It might give you a better, more healthy relationship with money. Who knows? But those are my 5 things, my updated 5 things I've learned from zero-based budgeting in 1 year. Obviously, there are a ton more things. I just wanted to keep it to 5 because we know I like to talk. And guys, that's it. I appreciate you all being here for this last year, your support, your encouragement, your love. I know I said this in the beginning, but I would not be here 1 year later waiting on my 2nd YouTube check. Wait till the end of February. We're going to be stuffing that. Without you guys. So there is a ton of bonus content coming up in the month of February. We did get our tax return, and I'm breaking it up into 3 or 4 separate videos because we've just got some things we're going to do with it, some fun, and if I put it all in one, it'd be way too much. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Stay around because we will be doing, I know, normally I come to you in the car. Today I actually like put makeup on, fixed my hair. I have a mirror behind my camera so I can see. But I appreciate you guys more than I can ever say. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button to hang out with us. And until next time, remember, friends, to just start your budget and spread kindness like glitter. Bye, guys. One take, we did it.